The IPMA Peace Conference explosion incident is when Phase 1 starts to get complicated. At that point, the story becomes faster paced and denser. The incident itself seems to have multiple layers of hidden intentions. The peace conference is attended by newly minted IPMA directors who formed a worldwide truce. Leto empowered these unpopular, peace-favoring political figures from around the world, giving them so much power that they changed each faction's foreign policy. These peaceful policies were swiftly undone when the directors died in the explosion. Who's responsible for this explosion? I think examining the means and motives doesn't narrow it down very much. Powerful figures within every faction would want to regain their authority, which was taken from them by these new directors. Leto could possibly foresee this and fake the incident to take these directors off the grid and prevent real assassination attempts. The directors would then lose all political power, but they could still work together in secret to find some war-causing mastermind, which was supposedly the secret purpose of the conference in the first place. So pretty much everyone had some incentive to arrange this incident. Assuming the incident did take place, how was it done? No joke, I think it was probably small bombs. In the middle of the same chapter where the bathers speculate on this incident, unstable dimension container technology is compared to particle annihilation. Although we are never explicitly told that this was successfully weaponized, we should not be surprised if somebody is able to create an antimatter bomb. That would allow for a very large explosion from a very small device. What about the effects of this incident? The first truce fell apart, but it also had a large psychological impact on our Gauntlet Knight protagonists. Lingji freaks out. Miao becomes nihilistic seemingly overnight. The overall direction of the Order of the Public Bath shifts. Before the conference, they were searching for a secret mastermind enemy who is causing war all over the world. For this, they want eyes, somebody who could aim their sword of justice at these hidden enemies. They were hopeful that this peace conference would provide those eyes. After the explosion incident, they start saying there might not be a mastermind anyway. Logically, this makes no sense. If they thought there was a mastermind before, what new information did they learn that convinced them otherwise? If anything, the fact that a group of potential eyes got killed seems to hint that there really is somebody trying to avoid being found. So how did they come to this conclusion? I want to focus on Miao in particular. Up until this point, he was all about believing people are generally good. Then suddenly, he dreams about creating disasters and thinks that the problem is not some mastermind, but people in general. It only gets weirder after that, but I don't want to focus on that yet. What happened to Miao's thought process? Basically, he lost faith in people. If people suck, then you don't need some mastermind to manipulate them into bad situations. But why did he lose faith? Let's get comfy in our armchairs and contemplate Miao's psychology. First, here's this key idea. If you don't have faith in the human heart, how can you call yourself a guardian of the walls of peace? I don't really know why, but Miao seems to believe this. So let's take that as a given. This can be restated as, if you are a guardian of the walls of peace, you must have faith in the human heart. What does it mean to be a guardian of the walls of peace? For Miao, this means being a Gauntlet Knight. In other words, it means he has a lot of power and the individual agency to use it. However, this idea is attacked during the discussion of the explosion. For no clear reason, Stan points out that gauntlets don't really belong to their knights. The power is not really theirs, it's borrowed at best. I suppose there's an unspoken threat here. Before this, they conclude that some mastermind manipulator was able to cause a Leto gauntlet to explode. If they can blow up this Leto Knight, then they can blow you up too. What you thought was your strength, your gauntlet, is actually a huge vulnerability. I believe this huge shift in perception makes Miao stop thinking of himself as a guardian of the walls of peace. That was also his only reason for having faith in humanity. He only had faith in humanity because he had faith in himself. Now, it's not actually inconsistent to nonetheless have faith in humanity. There's no contradiction there, you just need a different reason to have faith, or even no reason at all. It's kind of like when Battler began to doubt who his grandfather was just because his maternity was called into question. Well, that was extra dumb because Kinzo is his grandfather on his father's side anyway, but I digress. Miao could still have faith in humanity, but right now he's lost his usual reason to. This seems to play right into the hands of the 9th Prime Chivalric Order. Miao later receives an invitation to join them, and their pitch relies on his lack of faith in humanity. Since I believe Stan is a member of the 9th Prime, that fits pretty well. However, to put this ploy together, somebody would need to have tremendous insight into Miao's thought process. So, the players involved are starting to narrow. Now, I'm not saying the 9th Prime organized this whole incident just to recruit Miao, but they did use this opportunity to its fullest. All that to say nothing of the enormously suspicious video that Tojiro sends Miao. and I really can't overstate how strange this scene right before the big earthquake is. Then, between that and the conclusion of the story, Meow continues to have severe shifts in his perspective. There seem to be so many people messing with him. Which of them comes out on top? Does poor Meow have any say in the matter? See what you come up with. Look for my own thoughts in other videos.